Hello and welcome back to another tutorial with Andrew Dynamite. We are back to continue this little project which we started a couple of days ago. So yeah, let's refresh our memory where we are at the moment, and I will tell you what we're gonna do and then actually show you how to do that. So I just hit preview so we can fly our space shuttle from the base to find survivors, which will hop on our space shuttle. We're just gonna land here as well to collect a few more. We need to collect 10 in this case. So here we have the last 3. Welcome aboard. And yeah, once you collect them all, we need to return them to the base, and that's how you win the game. So, of course, this is a good start for a game. You can build on top from here, but I will expand it a little bit more, because the game is not fun if it's not challenging. In this case, there is barely any challenge, because you can fly forever. Also, it does look a little bit boring, so I guess we're gonna add a few particle effects, some animations, fix little things like, you know, you win text here appearing like in a random position near your space shuttle. So yeah, let's do all of those things, and it's gonna be even better base for you to build your game on top. I also gonna publish the project on my itch.io page, so you can download it, start from there, or the best way to learn is literally just follow the tutorial, repeat the steps so you can learn how to do those things. So yeah, let's go. So the first thing I wanna add here is a little bit of complexity. We're gonna add a fuel feature. Which, you know, while you're flying, your fuel is ending, and then you will have to collect all of the survivors and return them to the base while keeping an eye on your fuel. We're gonna add also a fuel booster, which will allow you to refill the bar, but still it's gonna add a little bit of complexity and make the game more interesting. So the first thing I want to do here is to create another bar like this. By duplicating this one, and I'm gonna call it fuel. We're gonna go inside and change a few values, so every time you press and hold the button to fly, the bar of the fuel will gonna become smaller, so we're gonna subtract values every second or every millisecond. So let's put like a kinda big number there, so something like 2000, and the initial value will be the same because we want to start with the full tank, right? So okay, everything is okay here. Just let me check. So that's fine. Let's hit apply, and now we can put it here. Now obviously if we hit play, we don't have no idea what this does. The other bar went somewhere away. So first thing, let's just put it on the UI layer. Okay, so we can see it here, and it's full, but obviously nothing happens. And also visually, we don't even have idea what this is, So let's add a couple of labels as well. I'm gonna create a new object, text. I'm gonna choose white color, otherwise we're not gonna see it because all the background colors are black. So this one is gonna be people. You can put whatever you want here. Apply. We have already an object with that name, so just say people label. And I'm gonna duplicate this one and call it fuel label. Yeah, had a little typo there. Cool, and this is gonna say fuel, okay, and this is gonna say people. Cool, now we just move this a little bit down so we have space for text. So this is people, oh sorry, so this is people, and this is fuel. Obviously we're gonna put both of these on the UI layer so we can always see them, and now our UI is starting to come together. Cool. So visually we know these are people, and this is already working. Obviously, like people, we collect people, it's growing. Cool. Now we need to make this work. First of all, we're gonna make it work visually, and then we're gonna add other events that will actually prevent you to fly if you finish all your fuel. So let's go to our events and go here. So every time we press and hold any of these keys, we're gonna subtract value from our fuel indicator. Obviously, when you fly, you press W and then also A or D, it's gonna use more fuel, so that's making it even more interesting. We obviously can prevent that, but I think it's actually fun. So you're gonna think about, like, should I fly up and right at the same time, or should I just fly up and then press right so I can save a little bit of fuel? So the way we're gonna do this, we have this condition already. It's already the one to fly up. So we add an action, choose our fuel bar, right value, and we're gonna choose here subtract 1. Now you're gonna see if we play and press up, number is going down. If we release, the number stops. So we're just gonna copy this here and here. So now this is what happens. You see that we are using our fuel. Well, only visually. Actually, if we finish it, we're gonna still be able to fly, because we need to do a few more things, which we're gonna do now. Now we need to add a condition. So what happens if the fuel is 0? We will not be able to move. So we can really add it here, honestly. So add another condition. So if we press W and fuel value equals to 0, or we can do if it's equal or less than 0, and invert the condition. So what it does, so if we press WK and we check if the value is it's not 0 or less than that, then we're gonna fly. If it is, this whole thing is not gonna work, right? So I'm gonna show you just for this one, but we'll need to copy this for other things as well. So I'm gonna fly just to use all my fuel. Sorry, it's gonna take a little bit. I'm just gonna press the both buttons, so it's gonna, use it even more. Would be nice to land on a platform as well. We're almost there, almost finished. Okay, now you see the ship stopped and we cannot use it anymore because fuel is 0 and this is not valid anymore. So we're gonna copy the same thing here as well. So paste and paste. So this will make sure we're not able to use our spaceship if the fuel is run out. Okay, but we don't want to be that evil. We want to give a little bit of a chance. So let's create a booster that will refill your fuel. In order to do that, we first of all need to create an asset. So just gonna go to sprite, create new one. I'm gonna leave it 32 by 32. It doesn't really matter. Choose a nice I don't know, pink color so we can distinguish it really well. And I'm just gonna add like a, I don't know, letter F, so we know this is fuel. Okay, beautiful. Save, apply, and okay, it's better to name it as well. So fuel booster, and I'm just gonna put one, I don't know, somewhere here. And then maybe another one here, So basically collect a few people. Yeah, you collect a few people and then you fly to the base, but along the way you can also refill, so it's easier. Cool, so let's make it work now. We need to create a new event, which is ship collision between the ship and the fuel. So we choose this collision, not the collision of the physics objects, because fuel is not a physics object, it's not gonna count. There's just a collision between two sprites. Yep. Let's say trigger once, just to make sure it doesn't refill twice for some reason or things like that. And we just select fuel value as usual, and we add. I'm not gonna refill fully the bar. I'm just gonna add like, I don't know, 1000, right? So it's even more challenging and interesting. And also we're gonna delete obviously the object, so it looks like we collected the item itself. So delete the object. Okay, it should work now. Don't forget to save. I sometimes forget. So we fly, we use our fuel, we fly here, we wait to collect our people, and then we're like, oh no, like I'm finishing my fuel, like what's going on? Oh, this one, bam, and it's refilled by 1000. So we're gonna do the same here. We collected a few people, and we're gonna fly back and collected fuel. So this is all works, which is fine. For some reason we collected only 9 of 10 people, one got lost for some reason. We're gonna look at that a bit later, what's going on there, probably a bug. But yeah, this works as well. So what's next? What else we can do here? I'd say let's add a little bit of animation as well, because I think it's a bit boring when you collect the fuel, when people hop on the ship and nothing like visual happen. So what I'm gonna do here is a little animation, but not through the animations of the sprite, but using tweens. So we're gonna go to behavior. I select my ship behavior and add a behavior and look for tween. So like tween. Oh, it's already added. So okay, I'm gonna remove it and just do it again. So add a behavior, search for tween, which is this one, and apply. Cool. So I'm gonna do two things here. So I'm gonna add a little bounce animation when you collect fuel, and a little bounce animation each time that a person jumps on the ship. Okay. So we're gonna go here. We already have some events here. So we have event here when the person goes on the ship. The only thing I'm gonna add here in the condition is also trigger once. So we don't want weird things happening. Okay. And we're gonna add a little scale animation. Now, in order to do that, when you use tween, you're gonna specify a value, like a final value where you need to go. So before doing that, we need to make the ship bigger. So first of all, I'm gonna take ship and scale it up by a little bit. So we're gonna scale it by 1.3. And from there, we're gonna scale it back to 1 with the tween. So that's usually the technique I'm using. So we search for the ship, tween, and search for scale tween. We're gonna give it kind of identifier, so just do bounce. It could be anything really. To scale, it means like what's the final value? It's 1, so we go back to the original size. And there are lots of different easings. Easings are like how the animation will look like. So if we do linear, it's just gonna go, from bigger to smaller, just in a normal way. Then we have like, it's gonna others like it will start fast and you know, slower, or it can start slow and fast, and there are like some bounce effects as well. I'm just gonna use bounce fast. It's a really nice effect. And duration in seconds, it has to be really fast, like, you know, the games feel really nice and enjoyable when those things happen smooth and fast and not too slow. So let's do something like 0.4 maybe. That's not even a second. And yeah, let's see what happens. Now we're gonna fly to our platform here and see if our ship animates. Yeah, that's nice. Here we go. That already feels nice. Now you can tweak this by timing, type of animation, or speed, but you know, I kind of like it. It's good enough for purpose of this video. And we're gonna do the same for the fuel, so we can just literally copy this and this. Just copy it and paste it here, so it scales and it goes back. So let's see if that works. Let's fly here. Yeah, it worked. It already starts to be a little bit more interesting. Cool, let's leave it like that. And the next thing, it's gonna be a bit longer than this. It's gonna be about particles, but I try to make it as simple as possible and as you know, nice as possible as well within the time I have. Cool, so we're gonna back to our scene and we add a new object, search for particles, particles emitter. Okay. This is actually cool. You know, 2-3 years ago I didn't have this thing. Actually, I think some of these are the ones I created. So that's cool. Yeah, this one definitely I made. I hope. Yeah, I don't know. Cool. So we're just gonna use basic flame for the purpose of this video. So we just click here, and we should have somewhere here. Okay, basic flame. So let's just see how it looks like. I just do a preview. That's cool. We can use this one. I'm just gonna leave it a little bit out of the initial view, but it's still in the level. Okay, so we're just gonna keep it there. So first thing, we need to make sure that we attach the flame to our spaceship. So I'm gonna add another event. I'm not gonna put anything here, so it means it will happen always. And I'm gonna add an action to position our flame always in the position of the ship in a particular place, right? So we're gonna select ship. No, we're gonna select basic flame and search for position. And we have to specify X and Y position. So X position, and X position has to be related to the ship. So we're gonna start to type ship X. Okay, and I'm just gonna copy this, and for Y I'm gonna do the same. I just type Y here. Okay. Now if we're gonna hit play, it appears in the middle. We want it to be like in the bottom, and we also want it to, you know, emit not to the right but down, right? So we're gonna change those things now as well. So the way we're gonna position it first to the bottom, we're gonna have to change the Y. Y is a vertical axis, so we're gonna have to still keep ship.y, but we gonna subtract or add. This will move the flame up or down, right? So if you say add, for example, you will see that the flame appears under the ship. So it means like any positive value will move the particle effect on the vertical axis down. If you do a negative value, it's going to move it up. Now I think the sprite is sprite of the ship is 64, so we just need to divide it by 2, and we do plus 32, and that's probably gonna put it on the bottom of the ship. Perfect. And we also can change the direction of the emission. So if to the right is 0, we just need to rotate it by 90 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. So basic flame angle, emission angle equals to 90. Oh yeah, it works from the first time. That's cool. So you see, now it's taking shape. We have our flame there. It works, but we don't want to make it work like that forever. So if the ship stops and we stop to press W key, it should not work, right? So let's kind of do that. So we have here already a condition to kind of fly. So let's first maybe disable everything at the beginning of the level, right? So at the beginning of the level, beginning of the scene, let's say, where's the basic flame? Search for emission, stop emission. So now if we press play, it should not do anything. Now if we press W key, add action, we still select our basic flame and say start emission, as you might have guessed already. Let me find it, start emission. Okay, so there's nothing, we press up and it starts to fly, but I release the key, it doesn't stop. So as you might already guessed, we add another condition. So if we release, so key released, and we choose W, then we stop emission. Stop emission. So now, at the beginning of the levels, nothing happens. We press up, it's gonna start. We release the key, it's gonna stop. So you will see now, every time I press W and I release it, we have this effect, and this is really pretty nice. So I wanted to add also, like a side steam, like to show when you press left or right. So this is now going to be easier because we're just going to copy, the particles. We're going to copy some events and just make it happen a bit faster than what we did, with the initial flame, right? So first thing I want to do is to copy our basic flame. So we're just going to duplicate it and give it another name. So we create one for the right side of the ship and one for the left side of the ship. So right steam, and then duplicate. No, first of all, let's modify this one, because otherwise we need to change properties for both of them. So I'm just gonna go inside. I'm gonna wanna make it look like a like a steam or something like that, a bit different from the one below the ship. So the initial color is gonna be something like gray, and the final is gonna be like black. I'm gonna make it even smaller as well, and then we just apply, and yeah, just put it in the level. Let's see how it looks like. Something like this. Yeah, pretty happy with this. Just move it out of the way. And now I'm just gonna copy this one again, because it's gonna look the same, just gonna go in different directions, right? So duplicate and remove 2 and say it's left. So right left means to me, so this is gonna be positioned on the right of the ship and this is positioned on the left. But when they're activated, they're actually invert. So meaning, like, if I press right, I'm gonna activate the left steam. If I press left, I'm gonna activate the right steam. So it kind of looks like they push the ship to the opposite direction. Okay, so we already learned how this should work, right? So first things, we need to position them nicely on the ship. So I literally gonna copy this one and paste it here. change it to the right stem, so it's the one position on the right. Also we need to change a little bit of position, so I will remove plus 32 here because it's kind of in the middle on the vertical axis of the ship, but I need to move it on the x-axis, so I need to move it to the right by 32 pixels. So if I move it to the right by 32 pixels is a positive value, so plus 32. So if plus it goes right, left it goes minus it goes left, right? So yeah, let's just try. Let's see what happens. Yeah, perfect. So it's on the right, and it's already you know, shoots the particle to the right side. So I'm not gonna have to change the angle for this. And then we need to do the other one, right? So I copy this now and paste it here. I choose left stem, and I'm gonna reposition it by saying here minus, actually. So it's gonna be on the other side. Let's see. Oh, we forgot to put it into the scene, right? Okay. All right. But we see a problem here that it shoots, you know, particles the same direction. So we're gonna have to change the angle of that. I'm gonna copy this just because it's easier. So I'm gonna change the object, which is left stem, and I'm gonna rotate it not by 90 but like 180. So it's like the half circle, right? So 180, and that should work. Cool. So we have these two working. I think they're gonna have to shoot a little bit stronger because it looks like they're like kind of wings flapping and stuff like that. But let's first finish here to make sure that they activated at the right times. So the next thing I'm gonna do, as we did here, we're just gonna copy this twice. So we stop emission at the beginning of the level. So search for right and here for left. So the beginning of the level, they don't work. They only work when you press the buttons. So as we see here, I just gonna, you know, copy this again, just so I don't, you know, search again for all the, you know, conditions and stuff. So just copy this and AK. Okay, so when we press A, we fly to the left. Therefore, we're gonna activate the right, you know, the right particle. So if we go like this, I press left. Yeah, we have the particle on the right that is being activated, but it doesn't stop yet. Okay, so and then we're gonna do the opposite for the when we press D, right? So when we fly the right, we activate the left one. So here it's gonna be left. And the last thing is obviously to make them stop when we release the keys. So we just literally copy this 2 times. So if we release A, we stop the right kind of right particle. So A released, right is stopped, and we do the same with D. So D released, left is stopped. Now everything should work perfectly. So we fly up, we release the key, we do this, yeah. Now we activate particles properly, but you see, like, you know, it works, but it doesn't look really natural. So I want to make the left and right particles to be a little bit stronger, right? So I'm just gonna do it here. I'm gonna go to, I don't know, left stem and just increase the minimum emitter force to 400. I'm just gonna double it and maximum to 500. Okay, and we're gonna do the same with the right. So minimum 400 and maximum 500. Now it should look a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Cool. So we added these 2 things. I guess the one last thing I'd add here is to fix the, you know, when you win, maybe the text will just gonna place it a little bit nicer in relation to the you know, to the spaceship, because at the moment it just appears like randomly in the middle of it. But to do that, like, you know, we're gonna have to play with the values. So there's a nice trick I'm using all the time to create kind of debug buttons, right? So you can trigger things faster, so you don't have to go through the whole level. You can just trigger the win and see what happens, right? So the way to do this, it's like a temporary function. Don't forget to remove it later if you want to make a game so people can cheat. But we're gonna add an event. So if I press key and we choose like a random one, let's say P, okay? I'm just gonna trigger it once just in case. Then we're just gonna fill up the bar of people to 10. This will allow us to stay on the base platform, press a button and win the level. So we can every time see what happens with the win text, okay? So I'm gonna show you how it works. So we didn't collect anyone, we're just gonna fill up the bar and we won. So now we can see literally what happens. Also we can see that we can finish the fuel here, you know, while we're doing this. So we're gonna fix that as well. So first thing, let's position the text better. So the way we're gonna do it, we already have you know, an event that will make the text appear. So we're just gonna search for it. So we're on the base, so we have the value. So this is the one, right? That's where we win. So now it just creates you know, text on the ship X and Y. You would ask like, oh, but why it's not like right in the middle? Because unfortunately, you know, the text object, it doesn't have you know, center point right in the middle of whatever you write. So we'll need to play a little bit with the values. So the way I want to do it, first of all, I want to move it up and a little bit to the left, so it appears on top of the ship. So I'm gonna, first time I do it, I literally gonna guess some values. So I think on the x-axis, we're just gonna move it back by maybe 42, something like that. It just, you know, my feeling. And then on the y, we need to move it above the ship. So if we add, you know, if we remove like 32 pixels, it's gonna be right on top of it and overlapping. So we need to do maybe 100. So again, remember, if we want to move it up, it's gotta be, you know, negative value. So minus 100. Okay, so let's just play the game, do our cheat code, and it's there. Like, look, actually on the x-axis, I almost got it. So we're gonna just make it actually 40, and that's it. Okay. Let's see now. Cool, I like it. And now we're gonna just fix as well the fuel part. We can actually do it really, really easy. So when the win happens, let's just remove all the fuel, and that's it. Fuel value equals 0. You don't need it anymore. You brought all people there. So let's see. Pum. And you can't do nothing. So now we're gonna do a last run. So I'm gonna remove this cheat code because I tested what I needed to test. And let's play the game, the whole level. So we are flying. Oh, survivors, cool. They're jumping on the ship. I have one here. Let's fly, maybe collect some fuel in the meanwhile. Okay, everything seems to work fine. There are a few more here left and we're done. Okay. Now we can fly back to the base, collect some more fuel. Let's find the base. It actually feels nice, like this is very, very nice. And here. And we won. Congratulations. So yes, I think we made the game feel way nicer. We added a little bit of complexity with the fuel part. Now this base is ready to be, you know, skinned with your art or whatever you want to do with this. You can now create many layers for different layouts, maybe add some enemies, obstacles, but like the base is there. And I think this has a potential to be a really fun and interesting game. So yes, that's all I got for today. If you would like to see some more on this particular this particular template, let me know. I'm happy to do more stuff with it, happy to show more. Otherwise, I'm gonna continue with other tutorials. As you know, I'm planning to make square emoji tutorial. That's gonna be long, that's gonna be a many series because there are lots of stuff in there. So if you don't want me to continue on this one, well, I'm gonna start a new one. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna upload this GDevelop project on my itch.io page, so you can start from here and build on top of it. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you soon with another video.